guys, this is Fishing the Midwest, and I'm just making a video to say welcome to my channel, and I'm going to do a little tackle review on what I have and maybe give a few pointers. So first I have this Fish-O-Flage tackle box from Gander Mountain. It's just kind of like camouflage but like underwater on bass and stuff like that. So we'll go over the soft plastics first. I went to this kind of binder thing where you just kind of have a ton of bags and you put your soft plastics into them in a binder. And so this first one I have some power bait lizards in a peanut butter and jelly color right here. And then I have some Zoom baby brush hogs in some sort of watermelon, pumpkin sort of thing with purple flakes. Then I have some more Zoom baby brush hogs in sort of a tannish brown color with gold flakes. Then I have some Zoom, power bait, crazy legs lizards, and another brown with black flake. Now I have my worms. I have some Gary Yamamoto Senkos in some black and red color, some power bait U-tail worms in some black and blue with blue flake. I have some Zoom, no, these are, God, what are these? Some Yum trick worms they use for shaky heads. I have some Lake Fork hyper worms. They got like a nice little paddle on the back that looks like a swimming action. And I just have some Berkeley power bait power worms in like a camel color. I got a few more bindings up here. Here I got some power bait power craws in like a brown and black flake color. Some Havoc Pit Boss, and I think it was like a vampire orange color. I've got some KVD Perfect Plastic pumpkin with red flake chunks. They're good swim bait trailers, or swim jig. I have some Zoom horny toads in just white pearl and black with green flake. Now I have some Shadowlicious swim baits. Those are good with a weighted hook. I have some Zoom Super Flukes in white ice. I've got some old tubes I found in my old tackle box, or more like a brown and red. I have some old flukes. I don't know what these are from, to be honest. And those are just some grubs for jigs or whatever, really. And these are some more grubs for like panfish and stuff. That's it for the plastics. We'll move on to hard baits now. First we'll go with my sort of crankbait / hard topwater section. We have a little Cordell white square bill crankbait, Rapala jointed crankbait. It's more of this is for big bass and maybe some northern pike and walleye and some stuff. Here's like a Bill Dance really deep diving crankbait. I've actually caught some really big bass on these, some really deep water, and really in the heat of summer, like July, August. It's a good bait. I have another deep diving sort of jerk bait thing from Rapala. I have a shallow jerk bait from Rapala. I have a Storm deep diving crankbait / jerkbait. And I have another Rapala jerkbait. Those are all good for summer bass fishing. Here I have some Rapala. I think these are X-Wraps. Like the deep diving, like 10 to 12 foot models. And now I have some more X-Wraps that are like the 2 to 4 foot, maybe even like 6 foot diving range. I've got like a fire tiger, a perch, and like a shad color. I have a hula popper in like the standard yellow and red color. Those are really good. I've caught some absolute beasts on those. I got some good old rattle traps. I've got 2 fire tigers and then a crawfish color. Those are pretty good. Got a Rapala crankbait. It's like a 4 foot diver right there, kind of like a neon shad color. I have the Rapala scatter wrap. That's in the Caribbean shad color. That's pretty good for early summer. I have 2 shad wraps. One baby bass color, one perch color. Those are good for crappie and small bass. I have these 2 storm, like crawfish, kind of crankbait kind of things. I honestly haven't caught any bass on these, but they look cool, so that's why I picked them up. Got like a gray and blue and then a green. Now I just have all sorts of swim baits here. I've got these 2 like Northland tackle swim baits. I've got this swim bait, it's a storm, sort of like a jointed rubber thing with a bill, so it acts more like a crankbait, but it has a really good action. I have this thing from Storm, just a big old swim bait. I think it's supposed to be like a baby bass color. Another one that's supposed to be a shad color that's smaller. So that's it for, that's about halfway through the hard baits. We got another box here. Actually, we're more to like the jigs and spoons and big game stuff and frogs. We have tons of swim baits here. Got good old Booyah, kind of crawfish color, red craw. Got another Booyah, sort of green, gray, and white with 2 willow blades. Those are good. Got a ton of these swim baits that just came in like a pack of like 7 or 10. They were all just like $5, so I picked them up. And a bunch of these. Bunch of these different colors. Spinner baits. Here's a little green and red spinnerbait. Here's a nice gold and black. Caught a few bass on that, but typically pretty big bass that you catch on these. There's a willow and a Colorado blade on that one. Takes a lot of water displacement. This is just some old spinnerbait I found in my tackle box. I don't even know where I got it. Here's another big spinnerbait, probably ½ ounce, maybe 3/4 of an ounce, with a big Colorado blade on here. It makes a lot of thump in the water. I don't do a lot of buzzbait fishing, so here's just one little buzzbait I have. I haven't thrown it a lot. I don't even think I've gotten any bites on it, so I bet you if I threw it more, I'd get more bites though. That's it for the spinnerbaits. For frogs, I have this old, like, Gander Mountain frog. I've gotten a few fish on that. I have the Booyah Pad Crasher in bullfrog color. Have the Spro Bronzeye, Copper's Live Target frog in a black and yellow. It's a really good frog. I've caught some huge bass on that. I have the Scum Frog, like a brown, black flake. There's my frogs. Have some just sort of like bucktail lures. I've got this blue fox thing. Got like dual spinners on there. I have this butcher tail. Big, nice bucktail. Probably get some nice northern on that. I have this Meps, like Aglia long. Nice bucktail lure. And I have some big baits for some bigger fish. This is just some beast of a rattle trap I got from my grandpa. Never actually thrown it. I don't know if I ever will, to be honest. It's just a huge lure, probably 4 ounces. Then there's the Storm, like kicking shad, I'm pretty sure it was called. It's a big swim bait. I actually caught a massive bass on this one. It's probably 5-6 pounder on this thing once when I was fishing for northern. I've got some spoons. I've got 2 Daredevil 1 ounce spoons, one like Fire Tiger, and like the just original Daredevil with red and white. I have some more spoons. It's like a yellow and red 1/4 ounce spoon. Here's another yellow and red 1/4 ounce spoon. Here's like some, I don't even know, probably a Gander Mountain spoon, trying to be like a shad sort of a thing on there. And just this green and yellow octagonal thing for Daredevil. Now we have this shaky head, this like yum shaky head thing. I actually ran out of shaky heads. I'm actually making an order. I have an order coming right now for more shaky heads. I'll have a video on that and I bought a bunch of other lures. So I'll have a video with all the stuff that I got from that order. Now I got my jigs. Got this like Northland Tackle, just like standard flipping jig. It's like purple and black. I've got it with a net bait Pack-A-Craw with a blue color. I've got another Northland Tackle punch and jig with a sort of black and chartreuse skirt, and then Bass Pro Shops XPS double tail trailer. I have this old jig from Gander Mountain. I think it's just a Gander Mountain jig with the KVD Perfect Plastic, like pump watermelon red flake trailer on there. And I have this like little, it's not a Booyah Bitsy flip. It's more, it's not one of those. It's like a sort of like Gander Mountain version of that. Just like this little jig. I have the KVD bluegill colored swim jig. I've got another XPS, Bass Pro Shops XPS trailer on there. I have this old white swim jig. I don't even know what you'd catch on that, to be honest. I've got this other weird creature bait from Bass Pro Shops on there. Comment in the comments below what you think you could catch with a white swim jig. And I've just got a bunch of other just jigs for like jig and walleye and northerns and crappies in there. So, and then I have just like a little panfish, little box, I don't know, just for catching bluegills and crappies and stuff like that. I've just got some bobbers and terminal tackle in there, and bullet weights, and bobber stops, and barrel swivels, and leaders, and all sorts of stuff in there. And that's about it. So, oh, actually, went to Bass Pro Shops recently. Got this Uncle Buck's worm pail for $25. I got 235 pieces. It's actually really good. It's got all sorts of baits. It's got Senkos, jerk baits, beavers, crawfish, little trick worms, lizards, worms, more worms, more worms, more worms. Tons of Senkos. They probably give you 50 Senkos, which is good because around here Senkos work really good with wacky rigs and all that. Then you give you a couple creature baits, these little topwater frogs. I haven't tried them yet. It's March right now, so there's still ice on all the ponds. So I'm really itching for all the ice to get off the pond so we can start fishing with all these new baits. Then they just gave you those double tail trailers that I had on that jig, and then those just regular grub trailers that I had on the KVD swim jig. And then they gave you these little crappie, grubs. And then I've got hooks and all sorts of different hooks for that. So, thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel and be looking for more videos soon. See ya.